This is going to be quite short and in terribly poor quality. I'm doing handheld recording the screen. I am not in the mood to muck around with tripods and video download and screenshots and everything else. This is the website allthat'sinteresting.com. And notice here the date, March the 5th, 2019. Also the names. Cassie Bernal and Valine Schnur. I apologise if I've mispronounced those. This paragraph tells you pretty much all of it. Cassie Bernal was supposedly killed at Columbine for refusing to renounce God, but she had actually been mistaken for fellow student Valine Schnur. There you go. There is Cassie, who was indeed killed. To give more detail, well, you can read the website yourself. As it says, the grieving country desperately tried to find answers, which is why people latched onto anything they could get. Cassie Bernal was 17 when Shithead and Shitstain gunned her down during the massacres. As the studious daughter of a religious woman, Misty Bernal. This story went round that she'd refused to reject God, causing Shitstain or Shithead, whichever it was, to kill her. In reality, however, Cassie Bernal was killed without any such prologue, which the witness only finally revealed more than 10 years later. In the meantime, the myth gained so much traction that outlets like Salon and Rocky Mountain News, as well as Misty Bernal's book, She Said Yes, The Unlikely Martyrdom of Cassie Bernal, captivated a nation. Right. Then we have Valine Schnur. I'll skip past that. Right. Yeah, they tried to blow the place up. The bombs didn't go off, so they went to going and shooting people. Yeah, we know this. Right. Wankstain eventually focused his indiscriminate shooting spree on Schnur, fired a shotgun at her, and she lay on the ground pleading for God as the shooter walked away. He heard her and came back. He said, "God? Do you believe in God?" And she said yes. There was this conversation. He asked why, and she said, "Because I believe my parents brought me up that way." Okay. He reloaded and she tried to crawl away, and for some reason he didn't go after her and finish her, and somehow, despite 34 wounds, she survived. But a kid got a bit confused about what happened, being asked immediately after surviving that. His account was kind of a mess, because he was kind of a mess. And, yeah. This incorrect story that it was Cassie that was asked went around. The only thing Shitstain actually said to Cassie was peekaboo. So this myth was created and it turns out not to be true. Sorry about the blur. We have here a photograph of victims of that massacre. Up in the top left we have Cassie. Here we have Rachel Scott. Now, some of you may have already thought, damn, she's pretty, what a waste. And then felt rather guilty about that, because terrible waste of everyone. Well, someone with no sense of guilt whatsoever doesn't want to let her pretty face go to waste. Matt Powell, officially lower than lamprey shit, has uploaded a video. Date, 6th of February 2022. So, years after that story, that page on All That's Interesting explaining that it wasn't actually Cassie who was asked whether she still believed in God and said yes, it was actually Val. You'll notice here, this is Rachel Scott. It's her pretty face. Why is her pretty face in this video? Because Matt Powell wants to claim that it was her because he thinks she'll be more useful as a martyr if she has a prettier face. He even had the gall to include this in the video. The Unlikely Martyrdom of Cassie Bernal by Misty Bernal. But he still says it was Rachel. In his version of the story, it was still Rachel because, you know, he'd rather say, atheism caused people to kill this beautiful girl here, than to say, atheism caused people to kill this girl here. Neither of which claim would be true, but he thinks he gets more traction by saying that she was killed for refusing to renounce God. Because Matt Powell is a worthless, lying, dishonest, soulless shit stain lower than lamprey shit. I reported him for exploiting this. I reported his video. I hope his channel gets deleted. I hope everyone else reports him too, just to help that happen. And I really hope he gets slapped in the face for it. Hard.